What are your most used cooking ingredients in the kitchen? I'm going to guess that onion is one of them. Hi, my name is Lani, also known as Gingerfoot Garden, one of the pro gardeners here at Vigo Garden. In today's video, I'd like to share with you how I grow onions in my Vigo Garden raised bed. Onion is part of the allium family along with shallots, leek, garlic, and chives. They are packed with nutrients and minerals. They help improve heart health, blood sugar regulation, and bone density. They are versatile and flavorful ingredients found in countless dishes. By growing them yourself, you can have fresh onions anytime you need. So let's get started. Before you buy onion sets or seeds, choosing the right type of onion is important. There are 3 different types of onions based on the number of daylight they require. They could be short day, long day, or intermediate day, or also called day neutral. Short day onions are suited for regions closer to the equator or those with milder winter. They require 10 to 13 hours of daylight to form bulbs. Some examples include Vidalia, Texas sweet, and red Creole onions. Long day onions thrive in regions with longer daylight hours, typically those at higher latitudes with cooler climates. They need 14 to 16 hours of daylight to initiate bulb formation. Some varieties include Walla Walla, Ailsa, Craig, and Spanish sweet onions. Intermediate day onions are more suited for regions between the northern and southern extremes, providing a balance between short and long day varieties. They require 12 to 14 hours of daylight to form bulbs. Some examples include candy, red candy apple, and Texas grano onions. Depending on your location and climate, the ideal type may vary. If you are unsure, day-neutral onions are a safe option as they grow well in most regions. In my zone here in Maryland, we can grow onions that fall under the category of short day and intermediate day onions. There are 2 ways to grow onions. The first method is by sowing seeds. I like multi-sowing the seeds and separating them later on to transplant them in the garden. Although this method takes a little bit longer, some gardeners prefer this because most onion plants started from seed have less tendency to bolt when the temperature fluctuates. Once the onions start flowering, they are no longer good for storage. The second method is using planting sets. If you are familiar with onion sets, these are small dormant bulbs that serve as starter plants. They are the quickest and easiest way to grow onions, especially if you don't get the chance to sow some seeds earlier in the season. If you ask me which way is better, well, it really depends on your local climate and your circumstances in life. I recommend trying both to see which method is better. Both have advantages. You just have to pick which works best for you and your growing conditions. My onion transplants aren't quite ready yet, so these onion sets are going to be the ones I'm going to be planting. So let's get ready to plant. So in today's video, I'll be planting the variety called Red Baron, which is a short day onion variety that matures in 60 to 75 days. The first things first, you gotta choose a sunny location in your garden. Onions thrive in well-drained soil with plenty of sunlight, so make sure the spot you pick is perfect for their needs. I will be planting them in this Vigo Garden raised bed where I get plenty of sunlight. Next, dig a hole about 2 to 3 inches deep and space your onion sets about 3 to 4 inches apart. This gives them ample room to grow and establish their roots. If you haven't yet, you'll need to prepare your soil by loosening and adding in some organic matter like compost and manure. I will also add some bone meal, which is rich in phosphorus and calcium, as well as azomite to help add some trace minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, and zinc. This will help the roots establish easily, promote growth, and form nice-sized bulbs. Gently press down or use a garden tool to push them into the soil. Make sure the pointed end is facing upward for optimal growth. After planting, I cover them with a thin layer of mulch, and as usual, I water after planting. Water them regularly during the growing season, but be cautious not to overdo it as it can cause root rot. If the top inch of the soil dries out, it's time to water. In 2.5 to 3 months, your onions should be ready for harvest. Onions are ready for harvest when the top or foliage begin to turn yellow and fall over. This process is a natural part of the onion's life cycle, and it indicates that the plant is redirecting energy to bulb development. The neck of the onion, the area where the foliage meets the bulb, should be soft and flexible when it's good for harvesting. Onions typically stop growing once they are ready for harvest, and their bulbs reach a suitable size for consumption. The outer skin of the onion should also be peppery and dry. The skin color varies depending on the onion type, but it should be well developed and protective. Harvesting too early may result in smaller bulbs, while delaying the harvest risks the onions becoming prone to disease or rot. Once you observe these signs, carefully lift the onion from the soil. Allow them to cure by drying in a well-ventilated, shaded area for a few days before storing them for long-term use. And there you have it, a quick guide on how to grow onions from onion sets. Thank you for tuning in today, and we hope this guide has been helpful growing your onions from onion sets. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more gardening tips and tricks. Until next time, happy planting. Bye-bye.